titular Paulinea Tulisa Contostavlos is an English singer-songwriter. She is best known for being a member of the now-defunct Camden-based hip-hop group N-Dubz, with her cousin Dappy and their friend Fazer. N-Dubz formed in 2000 and released 3 studio albums before announcing their indefinite hiatus in 2011. During 2011 to 2012, she participated as a judge on The X Factor. She mentored the group's category in her first year, including Little Mix, the first ever group to win the competition. On March 16, 2012, during a Twitter dispute with Dappy, Contostavlos announced that N-Dubz had split up, and were not taking a break as stated in 2011. Contostavlos released her debut solo album, The Female Boss, on November 26, 2012, which received negative feedback and poor first-week sales. Early life: Contostavlos was born in Camden Town, North London, to an Irish mother, Anne Byrne, and a Greek Cypriot father, Plato Contostavlos. Her paternal grandfather was once a UN diplomat. When Tulisa was 5, her mother, who has bipolar disorder and schizoaffective disorder, was sectioned under the Mental Health Act. She said that she was brought up in a 3-bedroom house and experienced a lot as a teenager: violence, depression, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, anorexia nervosa, mental health issues, financial difficulties and bullying. She revealed that she twice tried to kill herself as a teenager and also used to self-harm to try to help her cope with everything she was going through. With support from her uncle, N-Dubz's former manager, Byron Contostavlos, at age 14 she enrolled at Haverstock Secondary School, later attending Quintin Kynaston School in St John's Wood, but she didn't sit her GCSE examinations. N-Dubz, Dappy and Fazer, who had already started rapping together, decided they wanted a female voice in the group, which was called the Little Rinses Crew at the time, and so invited Contostavlos to be part of the group. They started performing together as a group around Camden from as young as 12 years old. For N-Dubz's second album, she did a solo song called Comfortable. Performing as the Little Rinses Crew, they released the singles Bad Man Rhythm and Life Is Getting Sicker by the Day, which became hits on English pirate radio stations. After Little Rinses Crew, they then became NW1, after the area they hail from, making their first music video in 2005 for the track Every Day of My Life, which received airplay on Channel U, recording more demos as NW1 such as Don't Feel Like Moving, Girl on Road, and Livin' Broke. Their first single to be released was You Better Not Waste My Time, which was available for download only until their 2006 self-released single, I Swear, which gained them their first mainstream notice. It wasn't until 2007's Fazer Las Vegas that the group appeared on the UK charts, peaking at number 57. Each member appeared on the second series of Channel 4's dubplate drama after they began to get noticed as a group. In May 2008, a song entitled Ouch surfaced along with a music video. The video for Ouch attracted over 4 million viewers on networking site YouTube in just over a month after release. On August 6, 2008, it was announced that the group had left Polydor Records and had signed to All Around the World Records. The label predominantly specializes in dance music. However, they have occasionally released hip-hop records such as Ice Cube's You Can Do It. The press release stated that the label would be releasing Ouch as the group's first single on the label in September 2008. The group's first album, Uncle B, was released on November 17, 2008. The album includes You Better Not Waste My Time, I Swear, Fazer Las Vegas, Love for My Slums, Ouch, Defeat You, and Papa Can You Hear Me? Strong Again was touted as the third single to be released from the Uncle B album on February 16, 2009, and a music video was made, before the physical CD released of the song was cancelled for unknown reasons. The song charted for 5 weeks in the UK singles chart, peaking highest at number 24. Group member Dappy was featured in Tinchy Stryder's 2009 #1 single tentatively titled #1. The video also featured cameo appearances from all N-Dubz's members. Due to the success of their debut album, the group embarked on their first headlining tour, Uncle B Tour. The tour was originally planned for 16 dates, but due to high demand 5 extra dates were added. The tour was supported by Stevie Wang and Tinchy Stryder, with whom N-Dubz collaborated with on his #1 single Number 1. During one performance, Tulisa fainted on stage. Multiple news sources reported that it was due to suspected swine flu. The song Wouldn't You was then announced to be the 7th, and last, single to be released from the Uncle B debut album. The song was released digitally on May 25, 2009 and peaked at number 64 in the UK. The lead single from the group's second album, titled I Need You, was released on November 9, 2009 and charted at number 5 in the UK singles chart. The album Against All Odds was released on November 16, 2009, and charted at number 6 in the UK album chart. The album went platinum within approximately 2 months of release. The second single, Playing with Fire, features R&B pop musician, Mr. Hudson. The song reached number 15 in the UK charts in album downloads alone. However, when the single was released, it fell to number 16, reaching a new peak at number 14 the week after. The music video for the third single taken from the album, Say It's Over, was released on March 5, 2010 on channel also known as. It was announced that the single will be released on April 25. It reached number 27 on album downloads alone before the single was released. In late 2009, N-Dubz announced that they will tour their current album, Against All Odds, in spring 2010, making it their third tour in 2 years, starting on March 31 and finishing on April 20. It included 17 shows with supporting acts Skepta, Tula Riley and Ultra. On April 1, 2010, they released their first book, N-Dubz Against All Odds, From Street Life to Chart Life, which they described as the answer to the critics. There is a lot of bad press about N-Dubz at the moment, and this is going to put the record straight about who we really are and what we're about. Saying they want to put everything out there, and Fazer also adding it's going to surprise you. The book also gives access to a secret N-Dubz website. The group filmed a 6-part documentary, Being N-Dubz, which premiered on June 21, 2010 on 4Music, and was later renewed for a second series in 2011. After much speculation, it was confirmed that US label Def Jam signed the group. The first release was the album Love Live Life, N-Dubz's third studio album. It was released in the UK on November 29, 2010. The group began recording the album following the success of Against All Odds. We Dance On was released on May 20, 2010, as the album's lead single. It peaked at number 5 on the UK singles chart. The song was also included on the soundtrack to the film Street Dance 3D. Best Behavior was released on October 17, 2010 as the second single from the album. It peaked at 10 in both the UK and Scotland, and became a top 40 hit in Ireland. The song also appears on Skepta's album Doing It Again. Girls was released as the album's third single on December 12, 2010. It peaked at 19 on the UK singles chart. A fourth track from the album, So Alive, was released as single on February 6, 2011. 5 singles were released from Love Live Life. The first, We Dance On, had previously been released in May 2010 from the Street Dance soundtrack. On September 1, 2010, N-Dubz announced via Facebook that their first new single from the album would be Best Behavior, which was eventually released on October 17. The music video premiered on channel also known as in Clubland TV on September 8 and was uploaded on YouTube by AATW Records later that day. The final 3 singles from Love Life, Live were Girls, So Alive, and Morning Star. Love Life Live became N-Dubz's third platinum-selling album. In August 2011, it emerged that N-Dubz had parted company with record label Def Jam, stating that they were never going to cooperate with them when they decided to change What We Are. With Tulisa taking up a role as a judge on 8th series of The X Factor and Dappy releasing his solo single No Regrets, N-Dubz gig on September 18, 2011 was described as their final gig for the foreseeable future. Solo career, 2012, The Female Boss, In 2012, Tulisa confirmed that she had started work on a solo album that would be released on September 17, 2012. On April 19, 2012, Contostavlos told Capital FM, "You're going to have a track for every mood. I want it to be like a journey, so you'll have everything from if you want to party on a night out, to big ballads if you've broken up with a boyfriend, to more UK urban music." The first single to be released from the album was Young. The promo video for Young was filmed on March 2 in Miami. On April 29, 2012, Young was released as part of a remixes EP, which charted at number 5 on the Irish Singles Chart and number 1 in the UK. On March 16, 2012, during a Twitter row with her cousin and bandmate Dappy, it was alleged that N-Dubz had split after he decided to cut off communications with the group members. But the pair eventually reconciled on June 28. Contostavlos returned for the 9th series in 2012, alongside Louis Walsh, Gary Barlow and Nicole Scherzinger, who replaced Kelly Rowland and finished as the winning judge with James Arthur. Contostavlos unveiled her third solo single, Sight of You, was released on December 2 to mostly negative reviews and charted lower than expected at number 18. The following week, beginning December 3, her debut album The Female Boss was released to negative reviews and charted poorly with low sales at number 35. 2013, A Euro Present, second studio album. In March 2013, it was reported Tulisa had begun work on a new album, stating, "I'm going to make a few singles soon, and I want to take my sound back to basics." It was reported that Contostavlos was in talks with Kanye West, hoping to line up West as a producer and writer for her upcoming second album. A source stated, "Kanye could give her a hit, which is what she desperately needs. Look at what will.i.am did for Britney Spears recently." Image. Contostavlos was named at number 15 in FHM's 100 Sexiest Women in the World list in the May 2010 issue. She topped the list in 2012. Contostavlos released her second solo single, Live It Up, which features guest vocals from American rapper Tyga, on September 9, 2012, and debuted at number 11 in the UK. On September 27, Tulisa released Honest, My Story So Far, the singer's official autobiography. She also revealed she will be releasing a fiction novel, The X Factor. On May 30, 2011, Tulisa was confirmed to replace Cheryl Cole as a judge for the 8th series of The X Factor, alongside original panelist Louis Walsh and fellow new judges Gary Barlow and Kelly Rowland, who replaced Simon Cowell and Dania Minogue. The first public auditions began on June 23, 2011, with the new judging panel being cited together for the first time. Contostavlos mentored the group's Category and Mentor Two Shoes, New Vibe, The Risk, and Little Mix during the live shows. After 3 out of 4 of her acts were eliminated in the first 5 weeks of the competition, Contostavlos was left with Little Mix. The group then went on to become the most successful girl band in the X Factor history, having avoided the final showdown every week and winning the show in the process, making them the first group to do so in the show's 8-year history. On February 22, 2013, it was reported that Contostavlos was set to be axed from the X Factor judging panel for its 10th series. On April 22, it was reported that Contostavlos may keep her place on the judging panel. On May 21, ending months of speculation, Contostavlos confirmed that she would be leaving the X Factor after 2 series. She was replaced by original judge Sharon Osbourne. Acting career. Contostavlos played the role of Larissa in the TV series Dubplate drama. She will play herself in the upcoming film, Tula, and is to make her big screen debut in Arjun Rose slasher Demons Never Die. Personal life, relationships, starting in 2008 and lasting for around 18 months, Contostavlos dated South London-based singer, Justin Edwards, also known as MC Ultra. In 2010, Contostavlos was on a BBC programme called Tulisa, My Mum and Me, describing her life before N-Dubz, looking after her mother. She was in a relationship with N-Dubz bandmate Fazer from May 2010, but the relationship ended after an argument on holiday in early February 2012. In 2012, Tulisa had a brief relationship with Skins actor Jack O'Connell. It was reported they split due to incompatible work schedules. Sex tape. In March 2012, a sex tape of Contostavlos and her former lover Justin Edwards emerged on the Internet. Contostavlos was granted an injunction that legally blocks the distribution of the tape. The injunction prohibits anyone from using, publishing, communicating or disclosing all or any part of the film to any other person. Simon Cowell stated that the scandal would not affect her job on The X Factor. In the aftermath, she later recorded a video response in which she clarified the relationship on her YouTube account Tulisa Contostavlos, and stated that she was both heartbroken and devastated by Justin Edwards' release of the video. In July 2012, she settled a legal action against Edwards, who apologized for releasing the tape. Her lawyer is still pursuing action against Edwards' former manager Chris Herbert, who has had his job as a consultant on The X Factor suspended. Drugs. On June 4, 2013, Contostavlos was arrested by police on suspicion of supplying Class A drugs and bailed to a date in July 2013, and it was revealed that 2 residential properties had been searched as part of the investigation. She was formally charged on December 9 with suspicion of Class A drugs and appeared at Westminster Magistrates Court on December 19, where she denied the charge of being concerned with the supply of 13.9 grams of cocaine. She was granted unconditional bail and then appeared at Southwark Crown Court on January 9. Her trial date was then set for July 14, 2014. During her trial, she admitted using cannabis to help her sleep and also admitted having connections with drug dealers. In addition to this, she told the court one of her ex-boyfriends had been a major cocaine dealer and that, in the past, she has sold crack cocaine as part of a gang. The case was dismissed as the judge believed prosecution witness Mazhar Mahmood had lied to the court. Assault. On July 25, 2014, Contostavlos was fined at a magistrates' court in East London for assaulting a celebrity blogger at the V Festival, Essex in August 2013. Discography. The Female Boss, Tours, 2013, Neo Tour, Filmography, References. External links. Tulisa Contostavlos at the Internet Movie Database.